One of the gals in the event next door already told me she's going to have her phone out watching Thumbs Up. Oh, we have 3 people on. That's probably our employees. I still have to look up. I need new glasses so I can see. Oh, now we have 5. Uh-huh. Good morning, John. Hey, tonight, farmer wants a wife. Can't wait. All right. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thumbs Up Thursday. Today we have a special guest on that is going to talk about one of my favorite things in the store, and that will be the Laurastar iron and the ironing board. So if you've never taken a look at it, she's going to do a demo on it, and that is an amazing ironing board. And I just have to share with you that why I feel so drawn to this ironing board and the iron is because it reminds me of my childhood. When I was growing up, we had a swamp cooler. And so I would put the ironing board set up in front of the swamp cooler, and I would sit there and I would iron. So you get that same feeling because the steam on this iron is fantastic. I just love it. But that's me. I love to iron. So you're going to want this ironing board and the iron for your house. It will make your life a lot easier. There's just so many different things you can do with it, things that you haven't even thought of. And we have Emily, I'm sorry, Emily, that is going to show you how everything works today. So good morning, Emily, and welcome to Thumbs Up Thursday.
Hello, Barbie. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. We're glad to have you here. So you're going to show us all about this machine and all the wonderful tricks to it, right?
Yes. So when I came to visit in January, it was so fun to be at your retreat and see so many people be able to use this hands-on. And we don't have that opportunity today to be hands-on, but take a visit to Operations Back and so see it for yourself in person. But I do have a lot to highlight today in the short time that we've.
Yeah. I'm excited. So I will turn it over to you so you can get started.
All right, Barbie, thanks so much. Again, my name is Emily Dunham. I am with Laurastar, and we have something pretty incredible to show you today because a lot of times when we think of irons, we're using the heat, we're pressing, we're holding our iron in place, we're waiting, and we're not quite getting the results that we'd hope for. So we're using things like our wool pressing mat or a tailor's clapper or best press kind of spray. I'm going to show you the Laurastar today and talk about it a little bit and show you why I've eliminated all of those things from my sewing room. All right, so Laurastar is a Swiss engineered and designed company. We have been making ironing systems for 45 years. We are family owned, second generation. All of our products are made in Europe. And what I really love is unlike all of those other irons that don't quite give us the results we like or don't last a long time, Laurastar has a 10-year commitment to making the parts to repair, replace, maintenance. So what I'm about to show you today, I think is going to blow you away, but it's also going to last a really long time. One of the core things that we have about our Laurastar is our powerful steam. This is what separates it from any other iron on the market, as well as our full system here with the full ironing board. But check out the steam, Barbie.
So perfect. You can get your kids started on ironing and you don't have to worry.
Yes. So Laurastar is a product that has a really powerful steam. It's great for your garments, your clothing, your sheets, your linens at home. But more importantly for me, this is great for my sewing studio. So whether you're a quilter, embroiderer, if you're a crafter, you're going to be able to use the benefits of Laurastar in all of these areas. So I'm going to cycle you through some of my highlights, and then we can really dig deeper into kind of the features of what separates these. But that same steam is going to be found on our full system here, as well as portable options. Okay. Another thing that's unique about the Laurastar, check out this water tank. I've got a huge, large capacity removable water tank. I'm going to walk this right to the sink and fill it with regular tap water. Now, if I've got a well or a water softener, then I'm going to use bottled spring water. But either way, I'm not filling it over and over. Okay, so that water goes into the boiler that's built into my unit here. It creates a really high temperature steam, and that steam travels up through the hose and is heated a second time as it exits the iron. So that's why that steam that I get with that Laura Star, it's not going to spit or drip on my fabric. It's not going to shrink or distort my quilt blocks, and I'll show you that in a moment. And it's also not going to burn my hand because that steam, while we still use water, it is still a steam. It's much finer and it's much drier. So it's more like a gas than a steam, which is why we get those really incredible results. Because I bet you a lot of you are saying, oh my gosh, I'm not using steam with my iron. It leaks and spits and drips everywhere. It distorts my quilt blocks. So I'm going to show you that today. Now, if you want to see anything closer, just kind of pipe up. I can walk around and get a little closer to the camera. But again, I've got my full system here. I also have my portable option. So this is really great for any user, no matter what your space or your situation is. Okay, I've got the removable water tank here as well. A little bit later in the segment, we'll go through the features and kind of what's different about each one of them. But what's really cool is my full system that I have here. So if I pull the cover back here, I actually have a fan built into the board. Okay. As soon as I touch the handle of my iron, that fan is going to activate. It's pulling that air down, or I can blow the air up. So this is going to help me in a lot of ways in combination with that dry microfine steam that I have. It's going to help me out a lot. As promised, I use this a lot in my sewing and my quilting. So I'm going to get there, but I want to show off how powerful the steam is first. Okay. And I got to visit, so I know in the Fresno area, there's a lot of people that are very well dressed. So you're going to be able to benefit from this as well. But check this out. As soon as I touch the handle of my iron, that air draws down. There's a button on the front of my iron that's going to change the direction of my fan. So now you can see that cushion of air here is going to allow me to hover that steam right over the silk, remove those wrinkles really quickly, and prevent me from putting more wrinkles into my fabric. Oh. And just a quick second there, I'll hold that up. So in just a second, those wrinkles are totally gone. Really nice and safe for any of your delicate fabrics or even your quilting cottons. So imagine if this was packaged quilt batting. I can keep my batting soft and lofty and remove those creases. If it's a finished quilt top, that quilt top's not getting caught on the edge of the board. That fan is allowing me to shift and reposition that really quickly, okay? But that sleeve on that garment is going to be really easy for me as well. So in just a moment, those wrinkles are removed. You can hear that hum, but potentially that's my boiler pulling that water down. Okay, so it's constantly filling, it's constantly giving me that continuous steam. So if you are still ironing your clothes at home, you might kind of get stumped when you get to the button area, but I'm going to change the direction of my fan. I'm going to have that air pull that garment in place, and I'm going to press and steam on the back of that button area. And in just a quick second there, that button area is really nice and perfect. Okay. So again, that steam isn't spitting or dripping on my fabric. It's removing those wrinkles really quickly. And it's also really safe for me to steam as well. So hopefully we're getting some comments and some people are telling us that they're loving their Laura Star.
They are,
this is
yes.
cool. I'm sure a lot of people have it already, or it might be the first time they've ever seen it. But I think that's pretty cool to see how powerful that steam works. Again, our steam is on every single model that we have. So even if I've got a suit jacket like this, you can see it's pretty wrinkly here. I can do vertical steaming, right? So I can steam this way. So check out how quickly I'm going to be able to remove those wrinkles there on just half of that jacket.
That's just amazing.
The other thing that's really special about the Laura Star is that we have a hygienic steam. So my steam sanitizes and kills bacteria and all kinds of gross stuff I don't really like thinking about, but also odor causing bacteria. So I can refresh a garment. Wow. I can put this right back in the closet, and I can really extend the length of time that I'm using sending it to the dry cleaner or putting it in the wash. Okay. If I want to take this right to my mattress or my couch cushion, I can remove the dust mites around my home and any pet allergens around my home as well.
Wow. That's
Barbie, what do you
just
think?
amazing.
Should
I
we?
am in love with it.
You ironed a lot as a child, you said.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So
I was the one who had to do all the ironing,
would you give
but I
up?
didn't mind.
Yeah. Would you give up a board like this? It's pretty important for clothing to have a board this shape, right?
Yes, most definitely.
Well,
But
check
with,
this.
yeah.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
Oh, but with that setup, it's just so easy and it's fast.
It's really fast. That fan
hmm
really helps me out accelerate those results. I get those same results with the portable option as well. It's just a little easier with the full board. And so if I've got a cotton shirt, a lot of men's button-up shirts, that cotton is the most absorbent fabric and it really holds that moisture. And oftentimes we steam and press a shirt and it wrinkles immediately by putting it back on, right?
Yes.
So
hmm
because my steam is dry, I'm not going to have that problem. But also that fan in the board, even though it's located here, it channels the whole length of the board. So I'm going to change the direction and have that fan blow up again. And hopefully you can see that whole length of the board allows that fan to blow up to prevent me from putting more wrinkles. And I can press and steam at the same time. Okay. And Barbie, I'm really going to over exaggerate how much steam I'm using because normally
Uh-huh.
this would be soaked, right?
Yes.
And it's not. It's
Mhm.
completely dry. The wrinkles are removed, and that fan channels the whole length.
That is just amazing.
So any sleeve that I'm doing, right, I'll change the direction again. And really quickly, I'm going to be able to get that really nice crisp that we like to see in those men's shirts.
My husband would be so happy.
I always tell people when I'm at shows, uh, if the selling point is that this also does a great job with garments and clothing, and you've got,
hmm
if you're going to church every Sunday, if you're still wearing suits to work, this is going to be a phenomenal tool in your home. Uh,
Oh,
but if this is
yes.
purely for your sewing room, we don't have to tell our spouses that it irons clothes.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. It's
They can
only
wear
for quilting.
it might be, right? Maybe this is a hands off, but I think that it's a multi-purpose tool all around the home. So
Yeah.
I am going to show off a little bit about quilting, okay? Because I think that while
hmm
we see how nice that steam is, why it has all these benefits, let's talk quilting
hmm
because I know that we invest in a lot of equipment and tools to make our sewing and our quilting easier. And I think this is absolutely one of them that should be considered. So I've got my quilting yardage here. Now, I used to get my whole gallon of best press, soak one layer at a time, remove the wrinkles, and then hopefully find somewhere in my sewing room that I can stack that fabric and let it dry, right? It's
Yes.
always wet, it's always damp. But here I've got 4 layers of quilting cotton, and I am not going to use any of that spray or starch or best press. And even through multiple layers here, Barbie, those wrinkles are gone.
Wow.
And they're gone on the back as well. So
That's amazing.
if I want to reposition my fabric, I can get through yardage really quickly. If it tends to pool on the floor, in the past, that fabric would have been wet. It
hmm
would have wrinkled again
hmm
immediately. And that doesn't happen with my full system here with my dry microfine steam. Okay. This is something I hear all the time. People say, I really love the Laura Star results, but I have a big board at home. Great. That portable lift I showed you, this one right here, this is going to work with any ironing board or any ironing station. So if you love your big board or if you've got a smaller space, I'm going to be able to get the same results with the lift. However, I do want to add this extra consideration because the fan and the
hmm
board makes things faster, right? I can
Yes.
get through this fabric even faster. I don't have to spend the time to smooth out big yardage of fabric on a big board
hmm
to then hit it with the iron. I can do it really quickly. This also folds up and collapses. It's on wheels, so it tucks away really small if space is an issue. Okay, so either way, we've got something for you. Okay, Barbie, were you kind of hesitant at first using the Laura Star Steam to press your quilt blocks?
Oh, yeah. Most definitely, because they'll shrink.
Right.
So if that's a dry steam, it won't shrink.
Exactly. There's sometimes I just like to maybe relearn some pressing techniques, right? Because pressing, actually, we are putting the iron down, lifting it up, and repositioning it. Okay. But the Laura Star iron is 2.2 pounds. I've got a handle that's centrally located that can glide over my fabric. Okay. With a heavy iron, and when we are ironing quilt blocks, that's why we don't do that with heavy irons, because it can push and distort the fabric, right?
Yes.
And then also with our steam, if the steam is wet, it shrinks and distorts the quilt block. So the design of the Laura Star kind of tackles both of those issues, and I get the flattest, most perfect seam I've ever gotten. So I am going to show you this, and I'm going to come close to the screen to show you, because I can keep my fingers really close to my iron as well and use that steam, and I get the flattest possible seam ever without any shrinking or distortion, and it's dry. Okay. So again, all of our Laura Star have that same powerful steam. I'm going to be able to get a flat press anywhere. But because I had that fan built into the board, did you notice how close I kept my fingers to that, Barbie?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So that steam is being pulled through the board away from my fingers. A couple other things are
Wow.
happening too. That fan is holding my fabric in place, so there's no shifting or distortion. Okay. It's also cooling and drying my fabric, so my seams are pressed and set all at once. I'm not turning every block over and ironing the other side.
That's
So
so cool.
that's what makes it fast. If you notice that, experiencing it yourself, sometimes we don't realize how much of a silent hero that fan actually is. So I strongly recommend bumping up to the full system with that fan if you can, because of those reasons. That fan really emphasizes and enhances the results, but more so comfort, right? Because when that steam is being pulled away from my fingers and I can keep my fingers close to what I'm doing, it's not adding anything to my result, right? It's just comfort. So I tell people all the time, on my sewing machine, when I press the scissors, it cuts the thread and lifts the foot for me. Again, doesn't add any result, but like, I'm not giving that up. I'm not reaching behind the machine anymore. So having a fan pull that steam away for extra comfort is a big deal. Even my steam cord holder here, if you've noticed, I haven't had to even fuss or think about my steam cord, because it's completely out of the way with full range of motion.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a
Because it's
comment
so
that
easy
flashed
to get
across the
tangled.
screen?
Yeah, Mandy said she really wants this iron.
She's probably like, cut to the chase. How do I get this thing? We're going to get there in a couple minutes.
Yes.
So as I said, it's really important to me, the comfort of the iron, because they are 2.2 pounds, that handle centrally located. I'm never putting pressure forward or backward or down. The weight of the iron does all the work for me. But with fusibles, we are usually working a little harder, right? We're holding the iron in place, we're counting, we're waiting. Barbie, I know you know the answer. How long do you think this is going to take, though, to fuse this seam?
Oh, I usually do it about 10. I count to 10 and then I check it. And usually I have to do it again.
Okay. Yes. So many things. We're holding the iron in place. We're counting. We're waiting. It's not quite stuck, right? With the Laura Star steam that's dry and microfine, in like just a moment, I'm good to go. Okay.
Wow.
So in just a second here, that seam is totally set. It doesn't matter what kind of fusible I'm using, whether it's an embroidery stabilizer, a garment interfacing, maybe a bag, like double-sided fusible foam. It's going to be really fast. So no more counting and waiting. This is just a dream. Okay.
Yes, it is.
I know later in the segment, we're going to talk about the quilt behind you. I have a fusible quilt behind me as well. I've got some fun things to play with, some applique pieces. I don't really know how much time we have, so we'll see if we get to that or not. But
we'll get to it.
Cool. Okay.
That is
So
really.
I do have a couple baskets of extra tricks over here, but my last quick highlight that I want to share before we dig a little deeper is my binding, right? quilt binding, when we're doing yardage or binding, usually takes a long time. It's that same situation. We're holding the iron in place, we're counting, waiting, and repositioning. Okay. With the Laura Star, I do have the ability to control my steam. I've got buttons on the right or left hand side, so it's totally ergonomic for right or left hand users, but I can control the steam. So let's pretend for a second this is a regular iron. Unless we hold that iron in place, that fabric is going to pop right back up. Okay. But I can spend the same time. I can use my steam from Laura Star. I got to come closer for this. Check out the difference here.
Nice.
So I'm counting and waiting, right? Or in just the same amount of time using that steam, I get a super crisp crease.
That is so nice. If I'm standing here with my mouth hanging open, let me know, because I'm like in awe.
I love showing this off in person because just this right here, the flat seam that doesn't shrink or distort the fabric, the fusible that's pressed in just a second, and that nice crisp crease. Like if you're a quilter, if you make garments, if you're a bag maker, if you embroider, like what else do I need to say?
Important.
This is going to be a huge game changer because no other iron does this, right? We're spending more time. We're using our tailor's clapper or a little pressing mat or any kind of variety of sprays. But the Laura Star is very safe. It's not going to spit or drip. It's not going to burn your fingers. It doesn't have any harsh chemicals because it's just steam. Really, really nice. So
We do have one question.
Oh, we do. Okay.
great.
Let's see. Can you? Oh, so I have a brew that I use with my iron for quilting, and it's Best Press, Material Magic, and water. So somebody wanted to know, is it okay to use that with this iron?
I love that question. Perfect. So just because I have eliminated those things doesn't mean I can't use them with my iron. So to remove wrinkles or to flatten things out, I have eliminated that. But if I want to stiffen fabric, for example, right? If there's anything else that I want to do for those reasons, I can still use that with my iron. I will encourage you to clean the bottom of the plate more regularly to prevent any buildup, but absolutely it's totally safe and I can use it.
Oh, that's good to know.
Do you want to hear a story though?
Yes.
So there's, I live near St. Louis and there's a retailer near my hometown. And when they brought Laura Star on, they were a little resistant because it does have a price point, but when they saw it in person, it was a total game changer. But even then, she still said, you know what, I'm a diehard starcher. I'm going to use starch. I'm not giving that up. And I said, fine, that's great. So about a year later, I go in to visit them, and her husband says, Emily, you know, every Saturday morning, I used to hear those cans of, spray starch. And for 45 minutes every Saturday, I'd hear those cans going and she'd prep her fabric. He said, she stopped doing that. She doesn't need it anymore because the Laura Star flattens it and gets it perfect. She still says for like really tiny, more small piecing, more intricate, she might bust it out a little bit. But so yes, use the product if you're a diehard starcher or best press or whatever. But I would challenge you to try a project without it too.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that. But the difference, so the reason they're asking about that starch is because it's also good for machine embroidery. So it's good to know that you can still use that iron with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Another question?
One question and a comment. So there's up on the screen
now. Let's see. Can vinegar, can vinegar, starch, baking soda be used?
So if you are applying any kind of solvent to your fabric or your garments, great, go for it. If you are asking questions about cleaning and maintenance, I don't want to use any of those things in my iron. Okay, so that's a perfect time to share our really easy monthly maintenance. So we do use regular tap water. If you have a well or a water softener, we want to use a bottled spring water. Okay. But to clean this out, I never want to put vinegar or any kind of chemical or any kind of fragrant solutions in here. I'm simply going to continue to use fresh water to do this. So a couple things. If you've noticed throughout my demo, I've been burping my iron. Have you noticed, Barbie?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so this is some really, really important but really simple education. So I'm
Mhm.
always going to burp my iron because if we think about it, right, I had said that steam is created in the boiler, it travels up through my hose, and it heats a second time as it exits the iron. Okay, so naturally, if I'm at my sewing machine or if I'm chatting a little bit, that steam is going to cool and settle and turn into condensation. Okay, so I'm just going to give my iron a burp, flush any of that potential condensation through, and now I have really nice dry steam always. Okay, but once a month, there's a little tab here on my lift, and there's a drain cap on my full system as well. Once a month, I want to empty that water to prevent any mineral buildup. Okay, if I don't empty that water from the boiler and simply empty that once a month, I can create some mineral buildup, and that's when we might get a little bit of that spitting that we don't like. Okay.
Oh,
That-
that's really good to know.
that's a
It's
common
really good
Mhm.
information. And I share that information every store I go to, every quilt show I go to. People say, well, I didn't know that. And I'm always really happy to share it because I want you to be happy with your Laura Star for many, many years. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, good to
Yep.
know.
Yeah, that's what Brenda had a
Mhm.
concern on.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
And then we had one other question.
Let's see. City water is chlorinated. Can you still use that?
Yeah. So great question. So I'm going to pull my tank out again. So this is my charcoal filter. That's another really important thing that we have. So the filters, each filter is going to last you about 3 to 6 months. You get a box of 3 and they're going to last a while. So it's not something you have to replace often. But what the filter does, we actually do want minerals in the water. So the chlorinated city water is perfect. The filter is going to take out the things we don't want. Okay. But a little bit of really bare bones science for you. The boiler that is on the Laura Star, it actually needs those minerals to bounce around in the tank to let it know that it's full. So if we use distilled water, which we never want to do, or water that's too clean, the boiler doesn't know that it's full. It keeps asking for water and it can kind of spill and overflow. Okay. So
Mhm.
city water is great. If we have the chlorine, the filter is going to take all the stuff we don't want and keep the things that we do want in there.
That's a nice tip.
Debbie has the
Mhm.
same question.
Yes.
Do you need
Yeah.
water bottle or distilled
Mhm.
water?
Yes, you just answered Debbie's question. So don't use the bottled water or distilled water.
So you can use bottled spring water, but never
Okay.
distilled water. Yep.
Okay.
So again, city water right from the tap is really ideal. But if you do have a well,
Mhm.
too many minerals in there. So you'll switch to the bottled spring water.
Perfect.
Yep. And these are all really simple things. We've got our YouTube channel as well that goes over
Mhm.
easy maintenance, water Q&A, how to fold your system, some different features. But should I tell them kind of some core features that we have in the Laura Star? Because so far I've just showed off with my
Yes.
screen.
Yeah, yes, most definitely.
Okay,
We want to know
so
it all.
the biggest difference if you are looking at a full system to the portable option, the biggest difference is going to be the fan that's built in, right? That fan activates just by touching the handle of the iron. It's always working for me. I can change the direction to either pull the air down or blow the air up. Okay, so as we saw at the beginning of the segment, that gives a cushion of air for those silk garments or my quilt top, for example, and it prevents me from putting more wrinkles into my garment. Really important for me as a comfort, especially because every level of Laura Star does get me to the same results. For me, having that steam be pulled through the board away from my fingers is a huge benefit for the full system. And that nice steam cord holder that I don't fuss with. But my portable option can be used with any ironing board or any ironing station. I can even wheel this right to my long arm and remove the wrinkles from the backing as I'm loading the frame. So that's a huge, huge benefit. And if you have a long arm at home and you've been considering Laura Star for a while, I think this is the risk-free investment, to be honest, because you're going to be able to get great results on the frame and with an ironing board. Okay. But
That's cool.
yeah, so there's a couple features found in my top of the line that I don't necessarily have on my entry level. So in a little while, we're going to pull up on the screen of kind of our different models for the lifts. But I've got parallel features. This is my Smart U that I've been demonstrating today. I've got parallel features on my top of the line Smart U with my top of the line Lift Extra. This is my entry level, just original lift. Okay. So the big difference is I've got a fully aluminum 3D sole plate on my top of the line options. I'm going to get a full curtain of steam and I remove wrinkles really quickly. Okay. On the original lift, I still have that great powerful steam, but you're going to see I have a flat sole plate here with the holes built in. So essentially what's going to happen is instead of that full curtain that I get here, right, I've got the holes here and I'm going to get trails of steam. Okay. So I usually equate this to a rake versus a plow. I still get the job done. This one's going to work a little bit faster. Okay. As I shared earlier, all of our Laurastar, I do have the ability to control the steam. So if I wanted to give my thumb a workout, I can create a pulse and I can control that steam. Okay. And that's what's going to happen on my original lift. I'm going to be able to navigate the steam as much as I want. When I press the button, I get steam. On my top of the line options, I've actually got a feature built in called the pulse steam. It's the third button down here. So when I engage that pulse steam, now Barbie, when I hold my thumb in place, I'm going to get a nice pulse and burst of steam. And that's going to be intermittent for me just by keeping my thumb pressed. That's really nice because it's a more efficient way to reduce how much steam I'm using and how much steam I'm creating and how much water I'm using. So if I've got lots of yardage or if I've got linens or if I'm going through, a bigger project, the pulse steam is a really nice option. Okay. Okay, here's something that everybody gets a little nervous about. On my top of the line option, you will not find a temperature control. I don't want one either, okay? On my top of the line, I have what we call one ideal temperature. Everything I've shown you so far, the reason I'm getting all of those great results is because I have the internal temperature of the iron giving me the driest, finest steam possible, okay? On my lift here, I do have the temperature dial, but if I was gonna adjust the temperature to lower it, I don't guarantee my steam stays as fine or dry, okay? So it's actually an advantage to have that ideal temperature. And if I wanna lower the temperature, this is a much more efficient option. This is my Teflon nonstick protective sole plate. This comes with every single model. This is going to keep my steam fine and dry, but lower the plate temperature by 100 degrees. So if I am having a fabric that's more delicate, or even if I want to put this directly on vinyl, I'm not going to melt the vinyl, okay? And then fourth difference from my entry level lift to my top of the line lift extra, and something that I also have in my smart system, I've got the steam cord holder here, and I've got a clamp on accessory that can be purchased for the lift, and it comes with the lift extra. Okay, so it's about a $70 accessory. It comes with one. You can purchase it add-on for the other. And so just cruising through some of those core differences, I hope kind of helps you out because I have that 3D sole plate, the ideal temperature, the pulse steam, and that steam cord holder all coming with my lift extra. And I don't get those things here. But those things can also be found on my full system.
That's really good to know. I was thinking the portable one, but now I'm thinking the whole setup would be much better.
You know what? So there's a couple things that I hear over and over. Okay. One thing I hear, I say, you know what? I love my Laurastar. That's what they tell me. They say my only regret is how long I waited. Right? Because we have been making ironing systems for 45 years, and we have definitely kind of proven ourselves in the garment area, and we've been really excited to enter into the sewing and embroidery industry in the last, 15 years or so. But more and more people are starting to hear about them and see how amazing they are, and so they regret how long they waited to finally get one. Other thing I hear all the time, they say, I really love this portable option. I should have just gotten the big one to start.
Yeah. Yes, you have convinced me.
Well, I did my job then.
Yes, you did very well.
But I think I hope that the reason why you're feeling that way is because of the extra comfort features, right?
Yes.
Because
Yeah,
again,
and the fan.
yeah,
Mhm.
every level is going to get you those results. You're going to be happy with whichever you can kind of figure out into your budget. However,
Mhm.
no one's going to be upset having that fan pulling that steam away. And it really is, if you're a top of the line girl like me, then you probably get the best of everything anyway.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that is so easy to use that maybe my husband will iron his own shirts
Yeah, you can
because
tell
he's
him
so
to do it.
picky. I'll teach him.
Absolutely.
That is
Barbie,
so
did
cool. Yes,
John had a question, but I think we
John?
might be getting
Oh.
into it here soon. But go
Can
ahead.
you please explain the difference in the 3 full system models?
Absolutely. Okay, so I love that we're getting questions about the full system because that fan is pretty incredible. The one that I'm standing in front of is my top of the line classic Smart U. Okay. We have another model that is our anniversary edition, top of the line. It's called the Smart 1980. So all of the features are going to be identical. It's got a beautiful gold finish for our 1980 40th anniversary, and it's been popular for a few years now. It is going to come with a full system cover. Okay, so when this is folded up, there's a cover that comes with it. It's a neoprene Laura Star zippered cover. That's going to be the only thing that you get with the anniversary that you don't get on the classic Smart U, but the features are going to be the same. And those features are going to be that fully aluminum 3D sole plate I talked about, that pulse steam feature, as well as there's another feature on my top line called the Sen Steam. So Barbie, when I engage the Sen Steam, I'm going to move the iron forward. It's going to sense my motion. It's going to steam. When I move it backward, it's going to heat. So it allows that steam to penetrate the fibers of your fabric, and it allows the plate to do its job to heat and press. So check this out. It's going to get my rhythm here. Forward, backward. So I don't press a button at all. I'm just going to be moving the iron, and it's going to release the steam when I need it. So that top of the line Smart U and the top of the line Smart 1980 have the 3D sole plate, have the pulse steam, and they have the Sen Steam, as well as the steam cord holder, the iron rest, the tool storage, the Teflon plate, and the hook, and kind of all the main things here. When I jump down to the Smart I, that's going to be more similar to the lift that I showed you. Okay, so it's going to have that flat sole plate here instead of that 3D sole plate. The Smart I system, I lose the pulse steam and I lose that Sen Steam. Okay, so those are our top 3 systems. I do have a S Pure Extra as well that has a great introductory price point. There's a lot of design elements that are going to be different, but the function is going to be really similar. Okay, so hopefully that helps
Good
kind of
to know.
answer
Yes.
the main systems.
Yes. Let's see. Do we have any other questions?
Nothing. Someone asked
Oh.
about
The budget, the
much
price. Yes.
the budget.
Well, so how about this? I've got a basket of tricks that I can keep showing off, but it might be a good time to kind of do pricing.
Yeah. Yes, we'll go over the pricings and then you
If they
can
want to
show
see
us
some
the
more
trick.
stuff, we can show off some more.
Yes, sure.
All right.
That sounds good. All right.
Start off with the U.
Yes. So the Laura Star Smart U, the MSRP is $3,299 and it's on sale for $2,799. That's a good deal.
What else
Yeah.
did you give them, Barbie?
Oh, yes. And with this deal, we are giving away the cover, the ironing board cover that was valued at $150, you said?
That's right.
Cool.
Yeah. So nice
and
replaceable board cover. We have options. These are machine washable and you can tumble dry. It comes with one. It's nice to have one on hand as well.
most definitely. And then we were going to add something to it, weren't we?
Yeah, I think you and Tony were talking with him. I was Veronica
Oh,
saw
you
one.
were with Veronica. Yes, I do believe we were going to include the package of filters. So that's a big savings right there too. Yes, can't go wrong.
No, you're gonna need them anyway.
Uh-huh, exactly. So can we show that pricing again just in case somebody missed it? So the Laura Star Smart U is on sale for $2,799. It will come with an extra ironing board cover and filters. So that is a great deal. And I am definitely getting one. You have convinced me today. So I'm
Well,
going to definitely do that.
so Barbie, don't wait on that deal because as
Mhm.
every other product in our industry, we have to implement price increasing really soon. Okay.
Yes, for the tariffs.
So,
So,
yeah.
yes. So you want to
June,
hurry up and do it now
yes,
before
June
June.
1st, prices are going up.
Mhm. Yes, most definitely. Oh, I'm excited. And my husband keeps asking me, do you need this iron? So now he's not going to say anything when I come home with one. I love it.
Right.
I'm
Right,
excited.
you've got the green
Yes.
light already.
Yes, I
So how
do.
about pricing for our portable options?
Oh, yes. Okay, so for the portable ones, the Laura Star Lift Steam Iron, that one is MSRP is $949 and it is on sale for $749. The Laura Star Lift Extra, that one is MSRP $1,299 and it's on sale for $1,099. So that's a $200 savings right there. And then the other one, I'm too short to see around the
It's 1150,
1150 is the MSRP, and the sale for the Laura Star Lift Plus is $949. So these are all great deals, but I am going to go for the full package. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Another reminder that I said earlier in the segment, a little bit more background about Laura Star. We have been making ironing systems for 45 years. We are Swiss engineered and designed. And, because we can repair, replace, maintenance the products for a minimum of 10 years, it's definitely an investment that's going to give you these great results for a really long time.
Nice. I'm excited. I hope everybody out there is going to get one to make their life easier.
It's pretty rewarding to have people come up to me all the time and say, "Oh my gosh, I love it so much," or "There's nothing in my sewing room that I, love more." So
Yeah, it's great.
I don't think we showed it, but Emily, if you want to talk about the Izzy briefly.
Oh,
yeah.
Izzy?
Okay, so this is a product that is a great companion to any other Laura Star, or if you are strictly interested in removing wrinkles and sanitizing, this is my Izzy Plus. Okay, so you can see it looks really similar to my Lift as far as the format goes, but I don't have an iron. Okay, instead, I've got this lightweight wand. So the wand is going to allow me to remove wrinkles on any kind of garment. I can do vertical steaming. I can also put this right on my upholstery, on my countertop surfaces, and I can sanitize. So it's a 1.64 pound wand instead of the 2.2 pound iron. So if you already have the full system, if you're a quilter and you're doing all your things on your full system for pressing your blocks and prepping, this is a great product to also wheel right to your long arm. Okay, because that wand is going to be a little bit more lightweight. It comes with a couple accessories that are pretty cool. It comes with a surface guard and a textile guard that I can put on that plate to make it a little safer. And I can touch this directly to my upholstery or any kind of fabric surface. And I can glide this right across the countertop surface. So very similar idea with that water tank, with that powerful steam to remove wrinkles on garments, and then extra sanitization built in with the Izzy Plus.
Cool. That would be great for curtains too.
Yes.
And this one, the MSRP is $1,199, and we have it at $999. That's a great price. No reason why not to get all these.
If you stop into the store in Fresno and ask Veronica, she'll tell you that the Izzy Plus is her favorite.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so
I
I'm going to show
love
off
the
a
Laura
little bit
Star.
too. I'm going to
Yes.
come a little closer because here I've got a pretty intricate quilt block. Okay. So I don't starch my fabric. I don't pre-wash or treat anything. And I get just a really nice flat seam. Even on the back here, I can press my
Wow.
seams open and get exactly, the detail that I need and the sizing that I need because that steam isn't shrinking or distorting my fabric. And I can keep really close control because that steam is being pulled away from my fingers and I can keep close control. Also, nice small quarter circle piecing. Retired my tailor's clapper, retired my wool pressing mat, and I get really nice flat seams fast. Okay.
That is so cool.
Oh yeah. Something to kind of share, and I'll press this with you. We talked a little bit about pressing, right? That historically we're lifting that iron up. Oh, I'm gonna turn the sun steam back off. So what's going to happen though, because I can press the seam and I get really great results, but if I am, oh, there's a little puppy.
Yeah, she had to be a part of it.
Any iron that I use, if I don't pick up my iron while I glide it next to a seam, I'm going to unpress what I did. Okay. But what's nice about the Laura Star is because it does glide over and because I can keep close control and open my seams, I kind of have a technique where I just rock that iron so that I'm not unpressing my seams. So for this Halloween block, for example, in just a quick second, it's pressed really nice and flat and pressed open on the back without
That's
unpressing
amazing.
the rest of my work. Okay.
Love it.
So if you are experiencing, some seams kind of moving around different ways because we are not picking up the iron anymore, I am actually still kind of rocking it a little bit and picking it up, but it does a great job gliding over and I don't shrink or distort any fabric. And I had to get closer too because I love that little puppy dog.
Yes, summer's pretty special around here.
And everyone at Authorized can take the Laura Star and sanitize any kind of pet allergens wherever Summer likes to take naps.
On the couch. Yes.
Exactly.
That is so cool. I just love it. Love everything you showed us today. That's cool. Does anybody else have any questions?
No, I've seen a lot of I need it,
Yes.
great deal,
Mm-hmm.
looking good.
Yeah, definitely do it before June when the price goes up because of the tariffs. So you're going to save yourself a lot of money.
If you're thinking about doing it, it's the best time to do it. If you're not
Mhm.
quite sure about diving into the whole system like Barbie's going to, the portable option is going to be something that you love. You're
Mhm.
never going to go wrong with the portable option because you can sanitize around your home, you can take it to retreat, you can use it with your long arm, and later you're going to come back and need this too. Okay.
Yep, might as well just get the whole thing.
that's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm excited.
Barbie, do you want to talk about
Yes.
the press on? And then
Oh,
we can-
yes. So also, because we're doing the Laura Star today, we have the press on quilt kit that you can also make and press on your Laura Star. But it is the kit right here in the box. And the retail is $59.99, but we have it on sale for $47.99. It's really a cute project. I was like studying it, and you could even do some decorative stitching on it. You could add some mylar to make certain parts shine. I was just busy in my head fixing this quilt up, but it's on special today for $49.99, so that's a good deal. So while you're getting your new iron, you might as well get your first quilt kit to put it together.
You did something really
Love
tricky
it.
here, Barbie.
I did. What did I
Because
do?
the trick here is if they decide to wait and not get the Laura Star, but they get that amazing kit, they're going to be at
Mhm.
home holding their iron in place, counting to 10 or more. And they're going to
Yes,
say, dang,
definitely.
I
Mhm.
should have gotten it.
Yep, most definitely. Yes. So if you get the iron, you might as well get the kit so you can really try it out. It's a good set. Hmm.
And then just a couple of
Uh-huh.
things for we have coming up that you could touch on, and then we'll go to
Oh,
the
yes.
giveaway.
Okay. We do have our preview party. That is June 14th from 10 to 12. You don't want to miss it. That is going to be fun. You'll get to, for those of you that have never come to our preview party. So our teachers are there. Our projects that we're teaching for the upcoming quarter are also there. So if you have any questions, this is your time to be able to ask the teachers. If you need, if you're not sure, can I do that project with my skills? You can talk to the teacher and they can help you. So it's fun. It's just getting together with everybody. So make sure that is Saturday, June 14th from 10 to 12. And then we are also having our anniversary party too. That one, go back to that one. That is the 50th anniversary is in August. So keep your eyes out for that. That's our holidays in August, and we've got a really fun thing planned out for that. And then what we have all been waiting for is Denise's book signing for her rope book that she came out with. So that is going to be on June 7th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. She's going to be doing her book signing, so make sure you come to that. We're all excited, and the book is beautiful. We have it on display at the store. So if you want to come in and check it out, it's at the counter.
And last thing, just
Yes.
a new event we have posted.
Cool. Ruler work party. So that will be Friday, August 1st, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., or Saturday, August 2nd, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So you will get instructions, supplies, use of machines, and lunches provided, only $49. So what a great day to play with rulers and learn how they work and get lunch served to you. Great options here. I'm excited. I wish I was a customer instead of an employee.
Emily, do you remember the giveaway word?
Oh, yeah. Do you?
No, I don't remember.
You
Sorry.
don't remember? Oh, my goodness. It's all around you today. So for our drawing, the magic word is press. Capital P, lowercase R-E-S-S. So start typing that in. Make sure you spell it correctly to enter our $50 gift card. And remember, share, like our page, get your friends to watch it, because if we can get up to 100 viewers, then we're going to give away $100. So work on your friends, girls.
Barbie, I think you need to reach out to Vicky after this. Look at her comment.
Can we put the iron on our Synchrony account? I do believe we can. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Financing is a great way to go.
Yes, it is.
To take advantage of that free board cover and those free filters.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Coming in quick.
Yeah, they are. And if you win the $50, you can put it towards the Laura Star. So you've even saved more. How many entries do we have?
We have 39 now.
Oh,
with
there it is.
45 on.
Yeah. Okay.
Give it a few.
Yeah. Summer, did you want to put an entry in? Don't look at me like I'm crazy. Yeah. Silly. Oh, we're up to 42.
42, 44 on. Let me know when you guys are ready.
Okay, let's do it, because I know some of those are our employees. So yeah, let's do the drawing. Let's see who wins today. All right. Jean Denton, congratulations. So if you don't own the Laura Star, you're going to win that $50 to go towards it. So come in and see me. I'll help you spend it. Congratulations, Jean. So that sums up our Thumbs Up Thursday today. And thank you, Emily, for all your information and convincing me that I need to purchase this. So I am definitely doing it. I can't wait. I'll go home and get all my ironing out of the closet.
Yes, all of it. It's been such a pleasure to show it off. I always enjoy it.
Yes, we love having you on here. We love seeing you in person too. So thank you so much for everything today.
Absolutely. Hope to see you again soon.
Yes, most definitely. So that will conclude our Thumbs Up Thursday. And thank you for tuning in. And don't forget, you can go to our website to watch it. And we're also on YouTube. Thank you, everyone.